Hello everyone. Today we're going to be talking about 101 tool basics, and the power tools is going to be my subject for today. And we're going to talk first of all about the power drill. And this one that I have right here is it's a Milwaukee 12 volt. And so I'll be describing how to use this and some ways of how not to use it. So we'll just start off right away. Of course, this is a cordless power drill. Most drills have several settings on them, and I'll go through each one. This one, of course, has the keyless chuck. So whenever you want to tighten it down onto a drill bit or a screwdriver bit, then you just tighten it. And I'll demonstrate that with the screwdriver bit here. You open it up until it can fit in. Put the bit in. With this particular model, and I noticed like the rigid model does the same thing. Once you tighten it to the tightness that you want, you can do a slight click backwards, and then that locks it in place. Here we have these numbers around the edge here. This one goes from like 2 to 18. These numbers are actually like a clutch. They'll allow the drill bit to slip at a certain strength, and you can tighten these all the way up to 18 on this one. I'm going to show you an example of what I'm talking about. I can hold this in place. Let me get it slower. Get it off of the drill. This drill has drill setting, screw setting, and then hammer setting, which all three of these are great to have. If you put on a screw, if you're going to drive in a screw, that's when these numbers apply on this particular drill. Some drills don't have any separation. They might have a drill option past, once you get past 18, there might be a drill option right there if you click it one more over. But this particular one, you can click the center ring here to hammer, screwdriver, drill bit. So I'm going to show you what I was talking about. Put this on 2. You can actually hold it in place, and there's kind of a ratchet sound. So if I click it up to maybe an 8, it has a little bit more strength. If I click it up higher, it gets harder to hold, but it actually stops at a certain strength. And so if you have a certain amount of torque you want to put on a screw, but not too much, you can adjust it back. It seems like on this drill, 16, 17 is a pretty common setting that I have my drill set on. And so I'll demonstrate this with a screw. Okay, I'm going to drive in this wood screw, and I'm going to turn the setting on the drill back a little bit to like a number 8. And I'm going to start drilling it in. Now, if I want this to be a fairly loose, notice it doesn't let the screw go in any further than that. And so you can set, like I said, once again, you can set these numbers here to a higher setting if you want to go in further. I'll go up to 8, 9. Even higher. My setting that I prefer is around 16. And notice it went all the way into the wood in that case. So that's how you do that. One thing I'd like to show you with a screwdriver bit, and I'll see if I can get this in here where you can actually see it. This one, you can tell it's got a little bit of wear on it. And that happens from whenever your drill bit is in there and it's spinning, but it's like, once it gets tight, you see how it's just popping. I'll slow this video down so you can kind of see what it's doing. You put pressure on your drill into the screw to make it stop doing this, because you will eventually tear up the screw, and you'll start noticing, signs that the screw bit is starting to wear, around the edges of it. And so what I'll show you, I'll demonstrate the proper way to do this. With this screw here, you want to put your drill straight into it and not at an angle such as like this or like that, because it'll just keep slipping off of the screw itself. You can feel it seat down, especially this type of screw. This is a decking screw, and you can feel it actually sit in there. You can almost let go of the drill and it stays there itself. But what I want to show you here, let me back up. You got to put some pressure on the top of the drill, but the more pressure you can put on it, the better it stays in there. Otherwise, it's just going to jump, up and down like I just showed you while you're drilling. And if you don't feel comfortable doing it all at once, just pulse it in there like I'm doing here, and it drives it in just fine. Just a minute ago, I thought I had my video running, but I didn't. And I did this demonstration with this screw, and you'll notice, let's see if I can get a good zoom on this screw head, it took a toll on it. You can see the end of it just totally the screw bit slipping in this particular screw head just totally tore it up. Now these screws, I bought a whole package of these from Harbor Freight, and they're not very strong screws, and so they tear up pretty easily. And I thought it'd be a perfect example to show you, if you don't put pressure on your drill, it's going to tear up the end of the screw head, and you might not be able to tighten it anymore or remove it. In this case, I was able to get it back out. Another thing that these drills have, and usually I usually have this on setting 1. You see a setting 2, and this one has a setting 1. Many power drills have this, especially the cordless drills. I usually drive the screws in on setting 1, and so that was my mistake, not putting it on 1 to show you. It gives you a little bit more torque, and it's also a little bit slower. 1 slows it down like that. 2 makes it faster. You get a faster spin compared to the slower spin that it gives you. The hammer setting here is for if you were going to drill into like a brick or cinder block or concrete, and you had the masonry drill bit to put in here, it would actually send a little pulse into it to help the drill bit actually break through and drill a hole. So I do not have a masonry bit right now, but so we'll move on from that. But that's what that's for. So they have these little add-on things that you can get for your screwdriver bits, and this one it turns it into a magnet basically. It just slips over the end of your screw like that. You can put it back in your drill, and then it will hold a screw. It'll hold it there. Really nice to have things like this that make things easier for you. Otherwise, you're kind of holding it with your finger, and then you might get it hurt. Speaking of getting hurt, you can see this nice little black bruise underneath my thumbnail here. I actually did get injured on the job with a drill similar to this. It was turned way up way past 18. I think it had something like 24, and I was actually driving in a bolt head, and when that bolt stopped, the drill flipped around and hit my thumb with the back end of the drill, and it caused a nice little bruise on me. So you can get injured from these power tools, because that's why I suggest using both hands if you're not used to using power tool, or you don't have the strength in one hand. It always comes in handy to just be safe. Next, I'm going to show you how to just use a regular drill bit. This one has the 1/4-inch hex on the end of it. Makes it easier to change them in and out, especially if you're going to go from different sizes. You just put your drill in. You notice when you're drilling it, it feels like it's bogging down, and sometimes the sawdust will collect on here, and it'll stop the drill bit from going in. So sometimes you just drill till it kind of stops, and you pull your drill bit back out, and then you go back in and drill, and it makes it a whole lot easier. Another thing, this one, usually when I drill through wood, I use a setting 2. You can use 1 or 2, but I've noticed that 2 just does it quicker. And if I'm drilling through metal, I would probably put it on 1, and maybe even use a little bit of cutting oil to drill into that metal. It keeps the drill bit cool, and that's the trick, is keeping your drill bits cooler while you're drilling through metal, because you can dull the blade when you're cutting metal. I'll show you another drill bit used in wood. This one is a paddle bit. You'll notice it shows it's a 1/2-inch size, so it'll make a 1/2-inch hole. All right. Again, when you're doing this, make sure you have it set to the drill setting, as it is right here. And these numbers here won't affect the drilling at all. Another important feature on these drills is the switch that reverses the direction that the drill goes, and this button here will make it go in the reverse direction. If you want to remove a screw, use that, but any drilling or putting in screws, you want it to be this side to be pushed and for it to turn clockwise, so that you can drill or put screws in. Okay guys, thank you for watching my 101 basic series. I hope this will help somebody. I know there's a lot of people out there that already know how to use drills, but for those that don't, the place where I work, I see a lot of people that don't know how to use a drill, and lots of times I'll see them tear up the drill bit heads, or even the drill themselves, or get themselves hurt from the drill. So I just want to kind of put the information out there for those of you that are, wanting to sharpen your skills or learn a little bit more, but maybe you don't have somebody in your life that you can ask these questions to. And with that said, feel free to go ahead and comment in the comments if you have any other questions, and I'll put another video out on a different power tool soon. Thank you guys for watching.